in the view of the Catholic Church, to being born with some deformity, with some disease of some kind, some problem, something bad. Okay, and so homosexual people are called to be celibate, not to have sex. So a homosexual person can be a saint, can be as good as anyone else, but homosexual activity is sinful. So to be homosexual, it's okay. To act in a homosexual fashion, to have sex with people is not okay. That is the official doctrine. But now we go to form and content. Remember our discussion of form and content in all moral judgments? Well, the church applies that distinction as well. So the church says, the bishops of the Catholic Church says, actually call on people to be extremely, extremely cautious before making any judgment on homosexual people. Because under the appearance of sinfulness, say gay promiscuity and orgies, and under that appearance of sinfulness, there may be less sinfulness than we think, or even no sinfulness at all, because of the special circumstances that the gay person lives under. Social pressures, the prejudice that the person is suffering, the inability to go public, all these things. So a same sexual act, which outside marriage, which in a heterosexual person may be very sinful, that same sexual act maybe in a gay person, although it looks equally sinful, maybe it turns out to be less sinful or not sinful at all. Only God knows that. Objectively, remember objectively, formally, objectively, those acts are sinful because they look like sin. The sex between people of the same sex and sex outside marriage, that's sinful. So the church must say, don't do that, because that's objectively sinful. But whether that is truly sinful, that's subjectively, materially, only God knows. So the church calls for a lot of prudence in making any judgment on homosexual people. So the church condemns homosexual activity, but at the same time says it looks like sin, but there is a presumption that because of the special circumstances, there may be less sin than we thought, or maybe even under that appearance of huge, wild sin, there might not be any sin at all. We don't know. Only God knows all the specifics and all the circumstances inside every person's mind, and so only God can judge. So that is the Catholic Church position. Other churches pretty much share the same position. Perhaps the Episcopal Church is a little more liberal. Some sectors, they have ordained and gay priests who live with their partners, and even one gay bishop and one lesbian bishop, because they ordain women. So the Episcopal Church is a little more liberal on that side, but that is the position of the Catholic Church and of most other major Christian denominations. Now, do you have any questions for the record here, since we are being filmed? Any questions, any clarifications? Make your questions for everyone else who can be in the classroom now. Jason?
What was the title of the book that Boswell wrote?
The title of the book that Boswell wrote is Christianity, Social Tolerance, and Homosexuality. Any other questions? No more questions? Okay, well, then this is the end of our, not of our class, but of our recording for the lecture.